right, we are live, and I have a buddy on that I'm going to tell you right now. I've been following him for a while, and Yanni, what you're doing, man. First off, I appreciate you coming on and sharing with us.
First of all, I gotta tell you that promo was amazing.
Thanks, man. Thank you. trying to do it legit here.
I
So if you're watching this live right now, you're watching the replay. Let's drop a comment down below, thumbs up, heart this, share this, tag an agent, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube or if you have not been to the Real Estate Goods YouTube channel, please go there, subscribe to that. But I've been following Yanni through social media. I got connected through an advertising agency that we've both been a part of in the past that really helps with the building out the YouTube ads and attraction that way. But Yanni, you are killing it with home buying seminars, right? Home buying seminars in your social media, along with video testimonials. So kind of give us a breakdown. Where are you from? How long you've been in the business? And I want to get into what kind of production and that you and your team do.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate you having me, and it's been great connecting with you and just kind of sharing ideas and things and whatnot. So again, my name is Yanni Kifle. I am Ethiopian American, originally from Ethiopia. My parents came from Ethiopia. That's in Africa for anybody that's struggling geographically. But came, and I was 4 or 5 when I got here. I'm in the what we call the DMV area. That's your DMV team. That's the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. It's all the metropolitan area. And so was here. Been here pretty much all my life since then. I'm 36 right now. I've been in business. This is about I think it's 11 years now. So it's been just like anybody. I think all of us starting out was rough. It took me 7 months to sell my first house, and that was one of my best friends. And then just continue to build in there. And I saw social media. I thought was just a tool. I saw that it just lets you just expand and really your reach is much bigger with social media. And when I look at social media as a tool to create basically create your brand and your expertise. And initially when I first started. I wasn't looking to get leads from social media. It was more so I wanted to build my brand. I wanted people to know who I was. Anytime they thought of me, I wanted them to think of real estate. Anytime they thought of real estate, I wanted to think of me. So it's just providing value. And out of that came providing value. How do I provide value? Obviously, you can create good content on social media, but also educating. Especially first-time home buyers. So that's how we came up with the first-time home buyer seminars. And I'll be honest with you, when I first started, it was just more so, hey, let's start this, and just started promoting on social media and maybe boosting and Eventbrite. But the first couple ones, and it was lackluster to say the least. Me and my vendors used to be in the room, and maybe one show up. Sometimes nobody. We used to just eat the food and just leave. But it just kind of kept doing it. It just kind of built from there. And the thing about it is when you're promoting those type of events, it's twofold for me. First and foremost, the promotion itself is content that shows your sphere of influence and your social media sphere as well, that you're an expert in the area, that you're providing this value. And obviously the second fold of that is those people that actually come and the people that you ultimately are going to be able to talk with, interact with, and close as well. So that's kind of how it started.
Perfect. I love that. And so in the beginning, like you said, one, you kept that consistency and were persistent with it, right? I know a lot of agents that would do seminars or would do something, and then they don't get the turnout that they anticipated, and then they just give up, right?
Yeah.
And so as it's evolved, this is obviously it's in person. I've seen some of your previous videos, so it's in person. Kind of give the structure of it, right? So because when you're promoting it, give us the structure on the promotion. It's kind of evolved from just your sphere and social media now, right?
Well, yeah. So I mean, it was obviously it was in person up until last year in March, where we had to transition to a webinar, and webinar was great as well, but I'm not. I can't. It just got too. It's just you're just staring at a screen, and when you're doing a web, real estate, and when you're talking real estate, obviously when you're getting into the weeds of buying a home and first time home buyers, we cover a lot. It's not the most entertaining information. So like just staring at a screen and talking, that just kind of took some life out of me. So I told the vendors, I told my lender and the credit specialist. That's who we have. So we have a lender, and then we have a credit specialist as well. I said, man, we got to get back to in person. We just did ours this past weekend. But in terms of the structure, obviously, once we use Eventbrite to promote it or to create the registration. So we do that, and then it's boosting the hell out of it on social media. But then ultimately, it's YouTube ads as well, as we talked about. Obviously, it's another way as well. We reach out to every client that we have to let them know that, hey, we're doing these seminars. So something that they may be interested in, but also, obviously letting people know that this might be a good type of event for anybody that they know that might want to get that information. So it's really more so, I mean, it's really more so Instagram, Facebook, YouTube on that in terms of our promotion.
And so typically when you're running this, what is your from registration, and I'm asking this because I ran my first home buying seminar about 3 weeks ago, not in person. We did it through webinar series first. We had, I think it was like 180 people register.
Yeah.
We had 76 show up, and then from that it funneled down into 30 booked appointments.
Yeah.
What does it typically look like in the face-to-face style, from promotion to registration to show up, and then funnel that down?
Yeah. So again, obviously webinars are going to be more numbers. We saw that as well, but the conversion rate sometimes is a little bit it's a bit harder and lower as well. But in person, you have we average about, honestly, around like 80 people that usually register, and about 30 people, I would say, on average are showing up. Okay. And again, that's just on average. The first one we just had about, I think we only had about 7-8 people that showed up to our first in-house one, this past one. So it varies, but again, it just depends on seasons as well. We do it all through the year, but generally, let's say about 75 to 80 register, about 30 show up, and out of that, and one thing that we do is we do, when we push these seminars, it's not for we don't push it just for the immediate ready to buy. We push it to show people that, hey, this is basically a chance for you to put a plan of action, get the information. So it doesn't matter if you're 3 to 4 months out, or honestly 3 to 4 years. So just come. And so, because ultimately we're just trying to fill that pipeline, give that information. So 30 people show up in a given year. We probably have about 10 to 12 that we close on that specific one. It could be between a year, 2 years. So
10 to 12 close yearly. And are you running those? How often are you running those seminars? Is that monthly?
Pretty consistent monthly, but we have, so I would say we do about 8 to 9 seminars a year.
And then from that, what's the spillover? Because obviously you're doing that, and then when I go to your social media page, your YouTube, your Instagram, I mean, you're sitting there. I think today you had a video testimonial, right? So is the DMV team made up? What percentage of buyers versus sellers are y'all typically working?
Yeah, I would definitely say 70% buyers and 30% sellers.
Perfect. So 70% buyers. And this inventory of market, how have you guys been affected?
I mean, it's definitely been a lot of tough rejections, but we've been we've been doing pretty well. Ultimately, this is one of the, we tell clients, in a market like this is why you need very skilled agents. So it's definitely, we've taken our shots for sure, but we won a pretty good amount as well. So ultimately, we are pushing and making people understand that, yes, obviously, market wise, it's quote unquote a seller's market, but one of the reasons why it's a seller's market, because it's also a great time for buyers as well, and that's why so many people. So you come with us, and you realize that, rates being so low will definitely put you in the best position to win. So it's been pretty good. Definitely been taking some hits, but just kind of moving forward.
And so with your home buying seminars, so 10 to 12 close yearly from that, and then I'm sure you're getting referrals, referral clients from that as well. What's the typical cost to run a seminar that y'all are putting on?
Yeah, so we ultimately, initially before COVID, we used to have it just, we have a Olive Garden downstairs, and they have a room, and it's perfect. We're on the 8th floor, and so we do it downstairs because it was on the first floor. It's easy to come by, and so honestly, I spend about $200-$300 for food on every seminar, and it's right there, convenient, obviously, on just appetizers and things of that sort. Apart from that, if we just kind of break down printing all the actual printouts and things like that. But I would say just more so, it's that $350 just for the food and just maybe some supplies and stuff like that. But
and during the seminar, are y'all offering any incentives? So like we offered a $500, towards a home warranty or rebate towards closing costs. Do y'all offer any incentive to buy with you through that?
Yeah, we did kind of same thing as well, like a $500 thing. And there was a limit. There was a specific time where we were offering up to $1,500, basically based on towards your closing cost. Now it depends on price points. I think at $1,500 you have to be at I think that at least minimum $450,000, $500,000. So that's incentive as well. So we let them know that next step after the seminar is, hey, here's the information. Now, depending on where you are financially or where your time frame to purchase is, this is more so just a informational type of event. But in terms of laying out a more specific plan for you, we can sit down, do a consultation. You can talk to our lender, and we can take it from there.
Love it. So if you're watching this live, make sure to like this, tag an agent in it, share this out, because I will tell you that I do see that there's going to be a lot of success running consistent home buying seminars, right? Especially right now, home buyers are scared of this real estate market. So they need us more than ever as real estate agents, right? That's why, you're still doing your home buying seminar events, even though we're in a low inventory market.
Yeah, absolutely. And the market will shift. And in some areas, we've already kind of seen that. So like, you got to think about, the game plan is always filling the pipeline. And so the market will shift. It definitely will. There's no doubt about it. But again, even with that, ultimately now you actually need more buyers, obviously, because again, the buyers that you have, you may be losing multiple offers. You need to take as much shots as possible. You need multiple buyers, and so you got to find ways to accumulate those. And obviously, sellers is the name of the game as well. So if you could do that, you could do that. And again, if we just switch it out to seller home selling seminars as well. It's something that I've thought about just kind of doing as well. Never just implemented it, but that's one thing that's definitely undervalued in a sense of providing that. There's nothing. Obviously we see home buyer seminars everywhere, but home seller seminars, you'd be pressed to find multiple people doing that. So that's another market. I think it's untapped, untouched.
Absolutely. No, we've tossed around that idea as well. It's just finding, what does that look like, and how is it structured, and to make sure that the show up rate is there, or at least the registration right?
Yeah.
And so, maybe you and I can talk offline about that, of how to strategize on that. Because typically we're 60 to 65% sellers. This year in 2021, our business has flip-flopped into being more buyer dominant, just because the inventory levels are as tight as they are here in Dallas. So I want to kind of switch gears and respect your time here. So with your social media presence, using YouTube, using the video testimonials, where with your mixed in with your home buying seminars, where else is your business, y'all's, the DMV team's business, coming from?
So our main, we have what we call 6 legs of the business, and first is referrals. Referrals is the name of the game, and I honestly, that's been more so kind of ultimately where we want 75 to 80% of our business to come from, right? And I think, did you mention referrals? Is that what you, Sphere, or is that what you?
Absolutely, yeah. So where else is your business coming from?
Okay, yeah. So referrals, social media, and all aspects of it. The seminars, as mentioned, website. Again, ultimately, the website, it's leads from things like YouTube, and again, I would, YouTube, and me and you have spoke, YouTube and all those things, and Google. I would say more so that's online presence than social media. I feel like it's different. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it's online presence, but social media, I put that as a different category than, let's say, a YouTube versus a Google, a pay-per-click, things of that sort. So those things, and then open houses as well, especially with new agents. That's something that they have to definitely do. But it's so those are kind of the legs of the business.
I love it, man. And where are you seeing the trends right now with, because you were one of the first ones that I seen agent wise doing a high level with running running YouTube ads and everything else. Are you seeing more of a trend going that way, where y'all are seeing more success from those advertising and marketing avenues?
Yeah, I mean, video is the name of the game now. I think ultimately, like the interaction that video provides. So I think that's YouTube, just that online presence. There's the opportunity to get quantity leads is there, but not always sometimes quality, right? It's just a numbers game with that. The social media, and when I see social media too, there's things like you're boosting posts. Social media is ultimately that connection that you can make with your sphere that you've connected with. So you're that's the beauty of social media. There's another person on the other side that you can actually conversate with. You literally have their number in this sense, right? You can direct message them. Heck, you could call them on social media if you wanted to, right? But that's that. So social media is that social presence, but it's still, there's that relationship. Your friends socially online, right? And so that so with that as well, and also I think that just that the referral based, and when I say referral based is basically, I think you have to make sure in this business, it's about relationships. And so don't forget about the past clients. That's really who you need to really just continue to cultivate. And honestly, that's just, we've been, especially once COVID hit and whatnot, we used to do events, client appreciation events, this and that. And then you miss that, because again, that's when you connect more so. So being able to spend time with your past clients in whatever aspect, it could be happy hour, it could be a coffee, it could be some sort of event, whatever it is, whatever you set up, you have to make sure you do that. I think ultimately too, I think that's what we're going to be kind of more focused on, because you have a sphere of even 100 people, 200 people, and you cultivate that. I mean, on average, every person knows 4 to 6 people that are buying or selling a year, and you can get even half of that. I mean, we're talking about high numbers. So it's more so kind of focusing on that. We've seen a lot of referrals, and because we've really put in a focus on really cultivating and continue those relationships and building on those relationships and client appreciation events and things like that.
Dude, I love it, man. Well, I truly appreciate your time, Yanni. Where can people connect with you? You're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, so I want to make sure that this is geared towards agents. So if you're watching this live, watching the replay, comment down below. Connect with Yanni so that if you do have a referral, let's send it to him and his team. Because by the way, I follow your other team members, right? And the speed of the pack is the speed of the leader, and they're mimicking everything you're doing. Yeah. And obviously it's working. So how can people connect with you?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is in social media. We're at Instagram at your DMV team. My personal page is at Yanni Kifle, how it's spelled there. If you want to just reach out to me, it doesn't matter. I manage both. So you can reach me. You can text me 703-405-5182 if you want to, or yanni.yourdmvteam@gmail.com is email as well. But yeah, at your DMV team or at Yanni Kifle on Instagram, probably be the easiest. Shoot me a message. Let's connect. Anything you need, definitely let us know. We'll definitely be able to help any of your referrals out for sure.
Dude, I love it. Thank you so much, Yanni. Man, it was great connecting with you, and let's me and you strategize on that home seller seminar.
Absolutely, I think it's a good one.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. And if there's anything if you guys have any referrals going up to the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, be sure to connect with Yanni. You won't be disappointed. And I'll be back on the next live video tomorrow. So I'll see you then.
All right, guys. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.